So, today we'll start the next unit. That is in the unit 6 class discussion. We have got the chapter. Okay, let us discuss the chapter today. The name of the chapter, as you can see, the Talkative Barber. So, as you can see, talkative means what? A person who keeps talking continuously. So, long ago, a sultan whose name was Shahryar ruled over a large kingdom. His queen was a good storyteller. Each night she would tell a story to the king. She narrated. Narrated means to say or to explain a story. Okay, she narrated. That is, she told ancient Persian and Arabic folk stories. This is one of the stories from the Arabian Nights. So, Arabian Nights is a collection of many stories. It's a big book, okay, named as Arabian Nights. Okay, so from this Arabian Nights, we are studying one story. The name of the story is the Talkative Barber. Okay, so read the story about a man who cannot stop talking. In the city of Kashgar lived a barber who was a great talker. Once the Sultan called the barber to shave his head. So, what is happening? The barber is very talkative, and so the Sultan is calling the barber to shave his head. The barber started talking non stop instead of shaving him. The Sultan got angry. When are you going to stop talking and begin to do your work? So, the barber was very talkative. He did not start his work. So, the Sultan is asking him, when are you going to stop your talking and begin your work? The barber replied, you do me an injury by calling me a chatterer. For everyone says I am very quiet. I have 6 brothers whom you might call chatterers. Their names are Backbone, Bakboon, okay, Bakburia, Bakbak, Ulkuz, Ulnasi, and Shakabak. Okay, one is humpbacked. Humpback means having a hump at the back, just like a camel. How like that? Some people they have a grown bone in their on the back. Okay, so such people we call them humpbacked. One is toothless. One is not having a tooth. One is half blind, and one is quite blind. One is deaf, and the other has a defect in his speech. And they all are great talkers. But I am the youngest of my family, and I am very quiet and sparing with words. This is what the talkative barber is saying. That he has got 6 brothers and everyone has got a defect. And I am the youngest of my family and I still speak very less. That's what the barber is telling him. Give him 3 pieces of gold. The Sultan cried, losing all patience, and send him away. I will not be shaved today. So, what Sultan is very angry. He is telling that you give this barber 3 pieces of gold and you get him lost. You make him go from here. Okay? And I don't want to get my head shaved today. My master, cried the barber. It was not I who came to seek you. It was you who ordered me to come. So I will not quit your house till I have shaved you. So what the barber is saying, till I cut your hair and shave you, I won't leave this house because I did not come here with my interest. You called me, you have called me to shave your head. That's why I came here. So till I shave your head, I won't go from here. He then began narrating another story which lasted half an hour. Stop making your fine speeches and let me go quickly. I have an affair of the greatest importance. I have to go out at noon, said the Sultan. So Sultan is saying, I have greatest importance in the noon. Okay, and that's why I want to go. When he saw that the Sultan was really angry with him, the barber said, "Oh, master, do not be angry. I will begin to shave you." Saying this, he washed the Sultan's head and began to shave. But he had not touched him even 4 times with the razor when he stopped and said, "My master, you are acting hastily in this matter." So hastily means very speedily. You are acting very speedily. Okay. "Go on shaving me. Speak no more," ordered the Sultan. So Sultan is telling you, go on shaving me, and what you do, you don't speak. "Be patient," said the barber. "Perhaps you have not considered well what you were going to do. I wish you would tell me what this matter of great importance is all about, and then I will give you my opinion on it." So the barber is not able to understand why the Sultan is asking him to shave very fast. "Finish shaving at once," the Sultan exclaimed. But instead of doing this, the barber left the Sultan half shaved to go and see what time it was. "My patience is exhausted," the Sultan cried. So what the barber is doing? Instead of shaving the Sultan, the barber goes to see the time. What is the time? And so the Sultan is again impatient. He is very angry. "Be calm, my master, and you shall be shaved in a moment," said the barber. And saying this, he continued shaving the Sultan. But while he was doing this, he could not help talking. "If you could inform me what this important affair is, I would give more advice which you might find useful," he said. The Sultan was completely fed up by now and decided to satisfy the barber. He told him that he was giving a feast to some friends at noon, which was why he was in a hurry to leave. So the Sultan is saying that I am going to give a feast to my friends, and that's why I am in a hurry. So you shave me very fast. When the barber heard the Sultan mention a feast, he exclaimed, "That reminds me. Yesterday I invited 4 or 5 friends to come to my house today, but I had quite forgotten it and have not made any preparations for them." The Sultan, who was at the mercy of the barber, was ready to do anything to be rid of him. So Sultan wanted his head shaved. So he is ready to do anything for the barber. "Be quick and finish your work," the Sultan replied, "and you shall have all the food that has been prepared for me today, and you can take all my food." Okay, that's what he's telling the barber. You finish me, you shave me fast, and then you can have all the food that has been prepared for me. "Please show me the food so that I may judge if it is enough for my 5 friends." So again the barber is saying that, "Let me see if the food which is prepared in your palace, it is enough for my friends." "I have enough food for you," the Sultan exclaimed. But he ordered that all the food prepared for this feast be brought in. The barber looked over the food and said, "This is very good, but I shall want some fruit for the dessert also." So what is this dessert? Dessert means some sweet dishes which we are having after the food, like ice creams, okay, and all such kind of dishes. So he wants the some fruit also for the dessert. The Sultan, in desperation, since his head was half shaved, ordered that the fruit should also be brought in. So again, Sultan is telling, bring the fruits. He is telling like that also. If the barber wants fruits, then bring fruits. The barber left off shaving the Sultan to examine each dish separately. This took up half an hour. So each dish is examining separately, and this is taking half an hour. The Sultan stamped his feet impatiently, but the barber did not hurry. At length, however, he again took up the razor, but after a few minutes of work, stopped suddenly and cried, "I never knew that you were so generous." Okay, so that is the story, right? So let us just discuss the new words in the story. Chatterer means someone who talks a lot. Defect, a fault. Opinion, What a person feels about a person, thing, or subject. Exhausted, tired.
हेमगिरितनये हेमलते अम्ब हेम
So now let us discuss the new words. Chatterer, someone who talks a lot. Defect, a fault. Opinion, what a person feels about a person, thing, or subject. Exhausted, tired, and fed up. Dessert, a sweet dish served after the main meal. Examine, to look at something very carefully, at length, at a stretch. So let's discuss the question answers. How many brothers did the barber have? So how many brothers did the barber have? The barber had 6 brothers. Why was the sultan in a hurry? Because he was having a dinner and he had invited many guests. Okay. Why did the barber take so long to shave the sultan? Because he was continuously talking. Right? Right, true or false? The barber was shaving the sultan's beard. False. The sultan gave him 3 gold coins. True. The barber refused to leave the sultan's palace. True. There were 7 brothers altogether in sultan's family. False. Why did the barber want a lot of food? Because he had invited 5 guests, right? Some of his friends for the uh, for his in his home for his party, right? Now let's listen. A lion. A lion emerged from his lair for a short summer cut to his hair. But the barber he wept while his customers slept as they waited their turn in the chair. Joseph G. Francis. This is a short poem about a lion and a barber. So, did the Sultan enjoy the barber's talk? Why do you say so? No, the Sultan did not enjoy the barber's talk because he was in a hurry, right? Which part of the story did you find the funniest? Okay, so where the barber is examining food, different kind of food, that part we feel very funny. What are the 3 things the Sultan gave to the what are the things the Sultan gave to the barber? So the Sultan gave 3 pieces of gold coins and lot of food along with dessert. Okay. So do you think the Sultan was really very generous? Why do you say so? No, the Sultan was not very generous, but he was in a hurry because he had a feast and that's why he gave all these things. Okay. Study the words in the first column and see the changes in them in the second column. The words in column 2 are the opposites of words in common column 1. Important, unimportant. Patient, impatient. Pleasure, displeasure.